Hello everyone, it's Tygem Baduk, and I guess we're going into the sixth game at 1Q on Tygem here. So let's jump right into that game and not waste too many minutes here. Yeah. See how long this takes.
Game is
All right,
started.
another game. Let's see if we got this one this time. I am white. Uh, all right, let's do this. Okay, okay. We might as well, right? We might as well. Let's do a 4-4 on this side. See what he wants to do here. Taking the corner. I don't think it matters what side we block on. It's the same on both sides. The interesting part here would be if I want to double Hane. So he has some influence in the center here. Could be good for me to take influence instead, but double Hane seems like this, it would make this move maybe an awkward space. Let's do that. So I think I want to... So if I protect here and he cuts, do I have the ladder here? We should just read that out, right? Put it all the way across the board. It seems like I do. So I can connect here. And if he Hanes, I can take the tiger's mouth, and now my group is actually pretty safe. So that actually ended up being really good for me, because if he got the capture on the outside, he at least had some potential territory here. But now these stones are... they're reducing my influence, but they're not really doing much else. And I think I'd be happy getting the same result here, if I'm honest. We'll see what he wants to do. I think I'd want to block this side and try to get the same result. Let's see. All right. Perfectly happy to do this. Let's see what he wants to do. All right, this is going to be a fun game, guys. This is going to be a fun game. So he just wants to take all the territory somehow. All right, so if I enclose here, he can play this move. I block, he Hanes, and he crawls on the first or second line here. That feels pretty bad for him to do. If I push down directly, he does the same thing. But can I block him is a good question. You know, let's see if we can try to fight back a little bit here, right? So I can jump here. And if he plays, he's going to wedge directly, but if he just extended, I was thinking of blocking. So let's try to read the block here. If I do block and he cuts, I will probably have to jump out here. And that seems a little bit awkward. So it might be better to just play some sort of shape move like this. Or we can just play this one. Let's go to Atari, all right. So now that he's taken corners here, first of all, we have to make sure he's alive. If I turn and Hane here, he should just be alive, right? So I don't really need to worry about that. The turn is not going to be Sente. So this is where it'll get a little bit difficult, but I want to just take my corner now. So I have a little bit of territory here to go with the territory that he's taken himself. That move is a little bit small. If I go down, though, he'll jump up. I wedge, he Ataris, and I connect. And then he sort of makes shape for this outside area. So I want to play on top. And I think I want to block here, prevent him from connecting up. And this Atari is not really important, apart from potentially having eyes for my top group. And maybe it makes him a little bit more strong, because I would like to play here. And if he Ataris, I want to connect because I blocked here, right? So I think I will extend for strength. Then he probably wants to take this here. Well, in this case, I most definitely want to try to attack this group because if he connects up under here, I don't really care. But this is the potential weak group here that I want to try to pressure. Because if I block here, he just tries to make a base and he has another potential living group. So we want to try to make one group weaker and run out. I'm just going to push and push again. Looks like we can cut here. And Atari. Then it looks like we can turn and try to capture these 2 stones. So he's probably just alive here, so I don't need to worry about that. And now we have these 2 stones cut off. I know I'm going through this kind of quick, but it's just... I'm kind of actually enjoying the game instead of commentating really well, but it's just fun to play this. So we want to attack these 2 stones now. We're very solid on this side.
Overtime countdown has begun.
We can probably Hane. If the Ataris me out, that feels really good for me. So let's Hane here. This feels like the proper shape. Just extend. He still has to connect here. I guess I'm fine with capturing this. I have a very, very strong group in the middle, and he needs to try to kill me now. That one doesn't really work, I'm pretty sure. If I jump here, he pushes, I Hane, he Hanes. I connect, he has to connect. I can just Hane again and kill. So let's just kill these stones off. This is all just reading here. This is very important. I can just block. He can Atari out all he wants, but it doesn't really do anything. We can just make sure he's dead. Okay, now he's going to try to kill over here, which makes a lot of sense. So it feels like I want to bump here, but when he goes down, I need to connect, then he can push here and throw in. But then I can Hane over the top, maybe? We'll find out. Can I cut here? If I do this one and he pushes, I cut him first. I connect here, pushes, I connect.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's cut first. He should just extend. He didn't extend. I think that was a little bit of a mistake on his end. But I think he might have killed me. So what if I turn here?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's do this one. He has a little bit of problem with this group here. And I push again. He has to connect here. And then I can Hane here, and he doesn't have enough liberties to fight back. He can throw in. That's fine. But he doesn't have quite enough liberties to do anything here, I believe. If I connect, I have plenty of liberties still. He does this one, then I Hane. That's it. So that's 1, 2, 3 liberties. I connect. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. So I should connect to make sure to not give him too many points. So he did a good job of trying to pressure this group, but he just wasn't paying attention to his weakness here. This feels a little bit too close, but I think it's fine. I'm just going to Hane over the top. Okay. So I'll just extend back. There's not really any good weakness here. He can Atari out if he really wants to, but he has to connect this cutting point. He can't really capture the stones. Okay. I'm not sure why he connected here and then played on the outside. That doesn't really make any sense. So if you wanted to play this way and have this really fun game, you definitely have to be really good at reading. And that seems to be the problem that he's running into here. So I don't want to let him get the Atari. So I think I will push once. Just to prevent the forcing move. This is a questionable move. I can Atari here and go down like this to capture his stones. So let's just do that. Then this diagonal. I can throw in here, or I can just go out, I guess. Well, he can Atari and then Atari me down. See, I have to do this one. Yeah, so we'll just capture this. Seems good for me. He has to now attack this group in some way, but with this shape that I have here, it seems a little bit difficult to do. So he's able to do that to connect the stones up, but he doesn't really get anything from it. I'll connect here, and now he just has a large lumpy group here. So I'm not sure that's really too good for him. So I'll Hane, and now this group on the left side is actually alive. So there's nothing I need to worry about. This attachment doesn't really do anything. So I think I would much rather protect on this side to get rid of any sort of peep he has here. Just protect my shape to make it simple. This group is weak, so always attack with a knight's move. He doesn't have 2 eyes yet. Just keep pushing him towards the very powerful wall. And then we can go back and pressure this left side. Looks like I can just surround it. So I'll play this move. And I'll get Tygem because I want to. If I Hane here, he can peep and push and cut, and it doesn't really seem to do anything. If I extend one more, and then I Hane, seems a little bit more dangerous. So I'll Hane here. So if I extend one more, I'm getting closer to his stones, which gives the possibility of him being able to capture the stone more. Whereas this one, I'm connecting on either side of this stone to a stronger side. So it should be okay. He has to run this stone out if he wants to attack. Okay. Just sort of like a fake Tetsuji. So he can Atari and he can Atari, but I'm connected to my living group over here. So now he's surrounded and he's very likely just dead. Unless he just lives directly. Let's see. Okay, so is he alive? If I Atari here, he does seem to just be alive. It's at least a 4 shape, a bent 4 in the center, which is good. So I want to Atari this stone, because he has this Atari on my clump of stones, my dumpling here, right? So I could Atari here and capture, but if I Atari on
9,
this side,
8,
it's slightly better shape for
7,
me. And when I
6,
push here,
5,
I'm threatening this group
4,
more.
3.
And so if he decides to try to save it all, I can attack the left side and get some points. Looks like I can just keep pushing. Looks like I can peep here. And he should be connected, though this group is not alive right now. And I can cut off these stones, which is cool. So it looks like I could push here and try to get something on this group, but I think I just want to attack this side instead. I'll just connect. Because the if he was able to push in, there would be an Atari, so harder to block that. But I'm very, very powerful in this area, so I can be very severe against this group. Like I can just Hane and not worry. All I need to do is just attack him and connect up to my own groups. I can Hane here. So if I connect on this side, these stones could be dead, but there's also this little bit of Aji here. So if I Hane on this side, there's a little bit more possibility. But also, if he captures the stone, I can still
9,
Hane here.
8,
So
7,
I'm going to protect
6.
my shape. If he captures the stone, then I can Hane and he's still cut off from the center. And he needs to connect here to make this a real eye. So I'm fine with, is that an eye? Yeah, he can make that an eye because he can threaten to connect up. So I'm fine with just taking this eye away from him. And now he has to find a way to make 2 eyes in this little area. If he connects solidly here, I don't know what that one is. I will just poke through the elephant eye. But if he connects solidly here, he has 1 eye. And that's it. So I just need to worry about my shape here, right? If he pushes and cuts, I can just protect my shape and I am alive. So it's the outside that I can either protect on the outside or I can try to connect up my group.
9,
So in
8,
this case,
7.
I'm just going to protect on the outside. So now he has no eyes here. And if he cuts me off, it doesn't do anything because all of the groups that he's cutting off are both alive. Which one's better shape? If I go here and he pushes and I cuts, now there's an Atari here and an Atari here, which threatens the life of this group. So I think I do want to extend. So he did this move, but that is not threatening me. So he's alive here, but he's just dead on the other side. So it looks like I can play somewhere else. So I think I want to push here to threaten to Hane on the outside here. Okay, just connect.
Overtime countdown has begun.
Just, I can play this one to block here, but then when he connects here, he can cut off the stone. So I'll just connect here. I have 2 eyes. Okay. This move threatens to connect up on the other side. And that one is not threatening anything, so I can make another eye here. If he Atari's here, I just connect. He Atari's here, it doesn't do anything. So this one, we can connect directly. We can connect here, then he can Atari here, and that's not too big of a deal. Or we can connect here. He gets this Atari, which is also not too big of a deal. I'll connect here for fun. This looks like more of a fun shape. All the bamboo joints in a row. That's really how I decide the shape sometimes. Whatever looks the most fun. Because if the Atari's here, I can just connect, and he doesn't really have a lot of liberties. Ah, he left the room. So he resigned. Okay. This was actually a really fun game. I'm sorry about the commentary in this game because I was just enjoying myself. Um, so let's actually look at this and show how he could play a little bit better using this style. So here at the beginning of the game, uh, I didn't really have a reason for playing any of these particular corner moves. I just figured if I'm getting all four corners, I should have some 4/4s and some 3/4s just to have a little bit of difference. One thing I did not want to do, however, was play a 3/3 because now his cornerstones are potentially building some very large thing in the center, and the corner is not very big. Whereas if he tries to do the same thing with a 4/4, um, it seems like I'm potentially getting a very, very large amount that he has to. It's probably about a similar amount as to what he's getting here. So it seems too much for him to do. So I like this idea of just taking all the territory. However, I think if you wanted to do that, the better sort of opening style for that is just the Tengen. Right? Oh, it's playing me first. What the heck? Original preview. Tengen. There we go. I think this is a better idea. Then if I do something like this, he can just take the corners. And he doesn't have so much invested on the sides. He doesn't have to make sure those stones are efficient or doing anything in particular. But in the actual game, I think this was okay for him to try to do. He doesn't get enough points for the compensation I have here, but he has the two stones on the outside to try to make up for that fact. And he does the same thing here, which again, it's a similar situation, except in this case, now one of the outside stones is severely weakened. And so it's not quite as good of a strategy anymore. So in this case, he definitely needed to just take the stone on the outside. People are a little afraid to do this, but if he does this, he gets about the same amount of points over here as I'm getting in the corner. It's not really that that bad for him. And then he still has a bunch of forcing moves on this side here. And so he can just go to approach high right away. And it feels a little awkward for me to figure out what to play. But doing the same thing and making my group very strong in exchange for very, very small life is really hurting his outside stones. But his idea is still fine to try, but it's getting a little bit bad. So his strongest area is this bottom right area. So I would say his next move should be to approach high here, or approach low is also probably fine. But to strengthen the weakest part of the board, which is the top side and the left side, if he can get a strong group over here, then it's harder for me to attack the left side because it can run in any of the directions. But with both of them potentially being weak, it can't do that. So his real mistake in the game, I would say against any rank that he's playing, was this submarine invasion thing here. Allowing me to get a lot of strength over here was too much. And then I was still able to come back and take this corner. So I have a balance of a lot of strong influence with a little bit of territory. So white should have the distinct advantage in this game. But if he played just that attachment, or just the just this, or you could do the attachment, I guess, yeah. But if he just did the approach here, and even if he just plays a very simple variation here, he's has so much potential in the center that I will eventually have to do something. Yes, my influence is going to be helpful for that, but he at least has some potential points now to match what I could potentially get. And because he has this somewhat loose extension, but still an extension, he could try to get another approach. And if he does this, he's taken territory, small territory, but he has taken 2 corners of territory. And now he has some potential in the center. And I think that would be the correct way to try to win here. But in the end, it ended up just being all about his ability to read or not read. I probably didn't play super well here. Like, this Hane could be a bad idea. It was probably better for me to either turn to try to connect up directly or to extend. The Hane seemed like it was possible, but I was sort of playing the player and not the board. I felt like if I Hane'd, he would probably try to Atari out and give me a lot of strength. But really, I should play the strong move directly. Because now it's a lot harder for him to surround this group. So it seems to be a much easier way to play this game. However, as you saw in the game, his group on the right side is not necessarily alive, which is why I wasn't too worried about this group. Even though I said it was dead, that's why I wasn't too worried. Because after all of this strength here, he has to come back and protect here. He has to protect here. But because he's surrounded and tried to kill, I get to cut here first. Now he has to protect on the side. And I'm able to get this Hane and kill these 3 stones. So if he captures a stone to make 2 eyes, then I can capture these 3 stones and I should be fine. It was all down to reading in this game as well, but it was a lot of fun and it was really interesting. So I hope you guys actually enjoyed that.
Request.
I think a fun game every so often should be fine. Anyway, hope you guys have a good day and have fun.